Today, I'm in the wood yard. I got a bunch of saws in my truck. There's a pile of wood over there. I think I'm gonna do some cutting. Let's get busy. Just mere minutes ago, I sharpened all my saws. I put them in the truck. I backed up over here. I'm going over to the log pile. I have got a bunch of oak. I got a bunch of ash. I got a bunch of cherry that all needs cutting. The days are getting longer every day. And today, this afternoon now, I have about 5 hours of daylight left. I'm gonna see if I can use all 5 hours and cut wood. I've got oak I'm gonna cut first. If I get that done and I still feel chipper, maybe I'll head over to the other stuff. So I'm gonna fill them up with gas and oil and we're gonna make them scream. That sounds like fun to me. So I brought the saws over and 2 of them already are filled with gas, but I'm gonna fill these other 2. I'm starting by doing the oil first. That's what I always do because I don't want to run out of bar oil. I'm okay running out of gas, but I don't want to run out of bar oil and still have gas and maybe cutting with a saw that I'm burning up the chain and bar on. And it's kind of cold. This stuff is running like very slowly because this oil was outside. So yeah, I put the oil in first and then I will put the gas in and then I will start up one of the saws while I get my equipment put on, my safety equipment put on. That is generally how I do it. And then while the saw is warming up, I will get my chaps on, my helmet on, gloves on, all that kind of good stuff. I'm going to start today with the big boy because this is going to be oak that I'm going to be cutting. I'm going to start with the 592, which is this first one right here with the yellow scabbard on. One thing that came up not too long ago, somebody was saying, oh, I see you got scabbards on all your saws. It's a good idea to make sure you don't bump your saw into anything and get a dull tooth or something like that. And that is not at all why why I keep scabbards on my saws. I keep the scabbards on the saws so I don't cut myself and I don't damage equipment with the sharp chain hitting it. It's to protect the other stuff, not the chain. The chain is pretty tough, but my hands and my legs and some of the equipment you bump up against, like say a gas can in your truck, you don't want to be rubbing, going down the road, having a saw rub up against your gas can, cutting a hole in it. I never did that, but I did have one puncture, I think it's twice now. I've punctured a oil jug that was, up against it, shoving it in and out, and punctured a little hole in it, and then had a slow leak and wondered where the heck it was coming from. And it was coming from a jug that I had punctured. So there, I got fuel in and oil in. Now we're gonna start one up and put my chaps on. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is I am going to start the saw up, let it warm up, and then I am going to put my chaps and helmet on and warm the saw up. Take the scabbard off first. I know a guy who started one once with the scabbard on. Wasn't a good thing. 592, my newest saw, usually starts in 3 pulls. We'll see what happens today. Here we go. Whoops, I forgot to push the compression. You definitely want to push the compression button on this one or you'll lose an arm. It wants to pull back. That's 3, 4. All right. Well, she popped. Osage orange. That was the, I think, 4th tank I've run through my 592. 4th, maybe 5th. She's a screamer. Oh, it's fast. That's one tank I just cut. That's all I cut was one tank. It took me longer to throw the rounds out of the way than it did to cut them. That thing is way faster than any of the other saws I have. It's incredible. There's only one thing I do not like about it. It is loud. Like, I gotta get some better hearing protection. I got earplugs in and I wear muffs. It's not enough. I'm gonna get some of those custom molded rubberized ones that you put in your ear, because that thing just, oh, it's like having someone just screaming in your ear steady for an hour. So there, that's one tank I just cut. As you can see, there's the wood. I threw it off to the side. I did have one stick of Osage orange here. Right here it is. And we didn't know what this was until I talked to a forester, and he thought that's what it might be. But then I looked online, and that is what the bark looks like. And if you look at the meat, very tight grained. It's got a real white rim around the outside here underneath the bark, and then it's very orange pinkish kind of color, and it's very stinky. It smells like elm, and it's very kind of slimy. I don't know how to describe it. The moisture that's in there is like sticky, slimy kind of stuff. Those of you that have Osage orange, you probably know that, but I've never cut it before, so it must be a random piece that just showed up. I think that's the second piece, actually. I got one more. Right here it is. Right here's another one. Right here is another one, another piece of it. So this piece right here is another piece of Osage orange, I believe. If I'm wrong, tell me. But the research I've done, I went online, looked at it, had the forester look at it. He thought that's what it might be. Oh, here's another one right here. Oh, it's the same one I cut from before. So there's actually this piece right here and that piece right there. So there's those two, and I cut one up the other day over there, so that's 3 pieces. So it's probably one tree that got cut down and it got mixed in with the oak, because it kind of looks like oak. The inside looks like red oak, the outside looks like white oak. That's why I was confused onto what it was. I didn't know, my brother didn't know, but now we know. At least I think I know. So I'm going to start up another saw. We're going to cut the rest of this. Should be able to get most of this done with one more tank of gas, it looks like. So we're going to start up one of those bad boys. That's 2 saws down, but my second saw, I only used a half a tank because there wasn't that much left to cut. So it's a tank and a half of gas there, but one of the saws was the 592, and I think it has a bigger tank, but it also drinks faster too, because it cuts faster. It's just the way it is. Everybody thinks that, you know, you get a big saw, you can cut more. Well, yeah, you can cut more, but you're going to use more gas too. It's just the way it works. If you're putting up more energy, you're going to use more fuel. It's just the way it is. But there it is. That's a bunch of wood. I got all my oak cut up now. So now I can go cut on a different pile. Oh, here's the Osage orange. I throw that over to the sides right here. And now I can go cut on a different pile. And I'm thinking, I've got a lot of cherry cut. I've got a lot of cherry split. I also have this oak over here that needs to be cut. I mean, split along with the oak that's right behind me here. This rest of the oak is right over there. That's what's left over from that pile. But I can split that, throw it into the trailer, and just back it in here and then stack it back in here, kind of where I want it. And I got a bunch of cherry, as you can see, way back over there. That's all cherry back over there. That could be cut up. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the hickory that I moved yesterday. That's way back in the corner, and that will take longer to dry than cherry. And I'm out of hickory. I got maybe a face cord is all I've got. And I know this coming next fall, next year, I will have people that will want hickory. So I think I'm going to get over there and I'm going to get cutting and splitting on that. So I'm going to go cut hickory next. Here we go. So here is the hickory that I moved here yesterday. And I've got to decide how I want to cut this as far as where I'm going to start, where I'm going to throw the rounds, because it's kind of a jumbled mess here. And I really don't want to go this way any farther. So I think I'm going to cut on the other side and move the rounds that direction, because that's where it's actually going to end up anyway. It's kind of what I had thought. But I like to kind of think about it. So yeah, all this garbage is going to go, because this is where I had a whole truckload of wood stacked through here, and that's all that's left is that and that right there. So this will get all cleaned out of here, and then I'll split it right in here, stack it right back in this area. So it's going to end up right here anyway. So I'm thinking I'm just going to cut right here on this edge, and I'll just stack everything up right in here, and then work my way out to the front here, and then I'll cut all this stuff up front and bring that over this way a little bit. Just kind of work my way into the pile and then kind of pile back this direction as I go that way, and then just kind of work my way into the pile. And then all I want to do is leave space so I can get the splitter around the back side, so I can start splitting back in that corner and then stack it right back over there. So that's what's going to happen. Let's get cutting again. There is the hickory that I cut so far. So over on the oak, when I was over there, I cut a tank and a half, and over here on the hickory, I cut a tank and a half. And that's how much I got done so far. And I say so far because I have to quit. I got a phone call. I got something I got to go take care of. I was planning on cutting for at least another hour. I got another hour of daylight easily. I wanted to cut tomorrow. I got a whole nother saw that's sharpened up. It's ready to go. Can't do it. Gotta go. So, you know what to do, folks. Poke the buttons, hit them all. Hit the like, subscribe, share. Tomorrow, I'll be back in the wood yard. You should come back. It'll be fun. Between now and then, get outside, get cutting. Good night, Irene.